Welcome, welcome. Thank you. Please enter our, thank you. Please enter our sacred grove, our sacred temple today. We're going to be with the Celts, with my ancestors. And we're going to be with Merlin, and we're going to be with a lot of magic, earth magic, really understanding not just our bodies or Earth as a planet, but that everything has a sacred purpose, a sacred mission, a medicine, a message, a beautiful personality, just like you. So, welcome everyone. Akasha here, and I have this I have this unusual top on because it has a Celtic symbol on it. And I don't have anything else with that on it. So I remembered that I had it. And I literally walked in my closet and I said, wow, it's kind of old. You can maybe tell. And I thought, I don't even know if I still have it. And I literally opened right to it. We've got our Celtic knots and our Celtic weave right here. Ugh, can't really see it very well. All right. I don't know. For all I know, there's some dragons on here. I haven't looked at this in so long. And so welcome. And I'm going to show you some very quick. We love Merlin. Yes, we do, Kim. Yay. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Airtag. Hi, Sylvia. It is magic is in the air, isn't it? Everywhere. So I know everyone loves Merlin. I'm burning myself. I literally spilled coffee on myself over here. And now I just got this on me. These are symbols. These are signs. These are communications. Okay. Dropped the table on my foot. Oh boy, it's been interesting. And everything's going so fast. Are you noticing how fast everything is moving, evolving, changing? And the more you both stay in your comfort zone and go out of your comfort zone to do something new and expand it, you're on an infinite, what do they call that? That keeps generating its own energy, an infinite energy machine. You're on a path that just keeps unfolding and unfolding and unfolding and unfolding. And that's what's happening to me. And I feel like I'm going through dimensions and wormholes, and then I'm coming to a place, and then there's more possibilities, and I'm consuming information. Information is coming to me, not just like cosmically and psychically and all that. Yes. However, I think about something or I'm drawn to something and I go look it up and I watch a video, and in that video I see somebody, and then I go look that person up, and then I see this person, and then I go there, and then I learn about this, and then I say, so everything is speaking to us. And when we are in flow and we are receiving the messages and staying as centered and in the present moment as possible, cleansing, clearing ourselves, creating sacred space, doing all of our little magic things so that we actually can take the fullest flavor out of this moment. All right. Don't take advantage of a moment. Take the flavor. Enjoy it and savor it. That's the word. I knew there was a better word. So what's happening for you? Please share. Please keep saying hi. Hi, Josie. Love you. And here's the thing. All the magic, and I always loved the word magic and always loved the concept of magic and always loved Wizards and Camelot, and I learned every word to the musical that my parents had a cassette to in the 60s. Okay. I sang every role. I sang Lancelot and Guinevere and King Arthur. And, then when you start to look at the different myths and the different legends and the different traditions and the history and this is the same in every culture, right? It doesn't matter what you're looking at, like ancient Greece or things in the Bible or, ancient Mayan things or whatever, right? We have to interpret them in a way where we understand everything is a living, breathing, evolving experience in every moment. And so we are now waking up to become masters, understanding that we came here with a bigger purpose than ever before. So what's required for us to do that? Step into our mastery, because we're not meant to sit here and wallow around in our pain and our wounds forever. We've been doing it. We're masters of it. We've all received honors degrees. You got your medals, you got your degree. Let's now evolve. Let's now leave that university of wound earth, right? And seeing everyone and self as a victim. Because, as many of you may have heard, my early spiritual path, I began to work with animals. They were my healers, and I love animals, so that was not a problem. But then I started to work with Tellington Touch, and I started to go to her. I lived near her, and I used to go to workshops with her live, met animal communicators, radionics practitioners, energy healers from around the world, and began to work and to learn from these people. And I had no idea what I was doing or what I was looking for. I just knew that I was not happy where I was, and we're very, very blessed now, because this was like 38 years ago. And there wasn't a lot around, you know, there wasn't a lot around. There was no internet, right? It was not easy to find people, or to find your people, or to find information out. So now we can use the information that's available to our fingertips as a pathway, as an oracle, as a divination tool, the same as oracle cards, okay? The same as a pendulum, the same as, you know, reading the winds, or whatever the divination method that you enjoy. There's so many of them, and it's not a word that I've used for a very long time. And it's time to start using these words that mean divine communication. Okay. Divination is asking a question and receiving an answer. And what are we asking a question and receiving an answer for or from? Well, really esoterically, ourselves, right? Since it's our reality, we are projecting and creating and living in the mirror of what we're being. So the more we wake up, the faster we go, oh my gosh. I had a client session this morning, a mastermind client, and hi, Holly. Hi, Susan. And I know you're excited to connect with Merlin. I've got some new stuff to tell you about Merlin, girl. Oh my goodness me. Susan's coming to the Avalon retreat, and Merlin came to her many times. So we're talking about divination. We're talking about communication with spirit, guidance, the other realms, the subtle realms, the other world, whatever culture you want to use the words from. I like a lot of them. I've been trained in many, so I pull the words from many places. However, that communication that she received over and over and over, which is always wonderful when we keep getting that confirmation, like again and again. Okay, I'll listen, I'll trust myself. So all these forms are just a pathway, a language, or I have Skype, and I have Zoom, and I have free conference call, and I have a cell phone, which also has WhatsApp, which has cell messages, which has and an email. And okay, so you get that. It's really easy to talk. I get these big sleeves get stuck on my arm of my chair, and then I look like I'm doing something strange. And so, but it's easy for us to understand technology now and use it, because it's spiritual technology that has manifested into form, which is alchemy. Now, Merlin is many things, and there's many legends and many myths and many stories and many endings for him that come across. So surely the Camelot I was singing to as a child, as I look back at it, it was a simplified and altered version of the story and the ending. That's fine. I was a huge fan. I read The Crystal Cave by Mary Stewart, and The Once and Future King, and I loved all of that. And we've all been in love with the Round Table and the romance of the love and the 12. And we've all had the opportunity to really feel the magic of these eras. So I resonate with the ancient energies very strongly. I have a strong remembering of the magic, the wisdom, the healing, the herbs, the sacred geometry, the shape-shifting, the divination, all of the different ways that you are simply a different term. Remote viewing, there's mancy. Geomancy is divination by earth. And so there's, divination by air and fire and water and dreams and, all kinds of things. So it simply means that we have all these wires. We have all these different things. I could call you on Skype. I actually had to pull my Skype up again. Hadn't used it in years. Used to be my primary business tool. Did all my sessions on it, recorded things on it, everything. I've been doing this a long time. And so if you imagine that that's what this is, if you are here and you're a hub, you are the center. If you alchemize what you have, it means you transform, you transmute, you completely change the form. That's metamorphosis, transfiguration, or shapeshifting. Now, everybody here has been through something in your life where you ended up on the other side, whether it was 2 days or 2 years later, a very different person. And if you work with me, you know that you are always on that path because I keep bringing you back into your present moment, your power, your purpose, your makeup. You are here for a reason. You are important. We need you. You are Earth. You are Gaia. You have then, therefore, within your expanded concept of your body, everything that Gaia is, all the earth energies, all the earth currents, all those different stones. If you like stones like I do, I'm a little stone girl. You like crystals, maybe you have, I've done a lot of crystal healing and take crystals to a lot of temples and they speak and talk and change. At some of the meditations, it's really wild. These are, I'm so sorry. These are living beings, okay? These are a literal part of Gaia or the earth mother, the earth's body, but we're made of her. Therefore, when you resonate with a crystal, that crystal is within you. Now, if you're familiar with homeopathy, I'm a homeopathic doctor. The concept of homeopathy is that like cures like. If you are poisoned by something, arnica, for example, if you take it, you die, you can die, and people have used it to kill each other. However, it is my number one remedy to never leave home without as a homeopathic. Why? Because it's a vibrational medicine. It's a medicine based on the essence, on the template, on the structure energetically, the intentional light structure, the divine energy that makes it up. And you're no different. So here's the arnica plant, and it has a light body. And here's you, and you have a light body. That's a structure of subtleties that come together to bring energy in and out, to help you balance your hormones, to help you be able to walk, talk, function. All right. And then you fill your body. So that's your sacred masculine. And then you fill your body with your sacred feminine, which is your ideas and your background and your fears and the things you came to clear, all the vows and all the stuff you've been through. You didn't get to come here without a basket full of stuff like everyone else. Okay. So we came in and we go, okay, I'm going to have all these lives and all these challenges. And because I know I'm coming to this moment of massive alchemy. So if you can take this moment and unplug from the fear of it, because it's going to happen anyway. There's no way out. There's only through. So you set your mind and you say, okay, I'm here and I'm here for the long haul, because we are not going back. We are not going back to anything that we were. We aren't. It's just not going to happen. And there's going to be ups and downs and backs and forths as the structure of how we go to school, or how jobs work, or how banks work, or how many women are in office. Because I don't think that the US has done this yet. And it's very sad. But where I live now in Mexico, they're having an election and they have a requirement that there's 45 or 50% women in all the roles, or whatever, all the key positions in offices, I guess they're called, right? In that. And they do that in Europe and many places as well. And it may not be the perfect way to solve it, but it is an action-oriented, higher conscious, alchemical experience. And the first attempts at scientific experiments aren't always perfect. I always think it's funny when people hear something like, well, we weren't the first version, somebody messed with our DNA. I was like, everything on this planet is GMO'd. There's no such thing. Who goes and tries a recipe in the kitchen and then goes, oh, it's perfect. I'm not going to try anything else. You go, oh, that needs a little more cinnamon. No. I'll tell you what it needs. It needs a little bit more of this, less of that, more of this. Cook it longer. Put this in there. How about we try this? That's just who we are. We've been perfecting. We've been co-creating a vehicle within which we can operate at these higher and higher frequencies. Everything that's happening right now is alchemy. So I like to relate to Merlin in many ways. He's a very magical being and essence and legend and lore, and inspires magic in my belly, like many of you probably. And he is a idea of the iconic magic, the safe, sacred masculine, right? And the wonderful thing is that in Avalon, so Avalon is where Glastonbury is, and it is the dimension where they call the goddess realm. It is where the priestesses of the goddess, the great goddess, the Lady of the Lake, Morgan Le Fay, all of the things at that particular time, but that's only one story about that place, and that place has been on Earth way longer than that era. So the magic of that era is so strong and powerful that today it draws people from all over the world, right? We're going on a retreat there, and I cannot tell you, I am consumed. I have information coming 24/7. I feel like I'm in this wild surfing ride. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm standing. Yeah. Oh my God. I'm loving every minute of it. And it's learning, but it's not learning. It's something new that's effortful, that I'm forced, that I'm afraid I'm not going to be good at. I'm not carrying any of those old stories. Those have been alchemized because I've gone through this veil, through the mists, into this other place, and I exist there. I know that I exist there. I go there. I walk in tandem with it. I do my best during the day to remember, oh, well, if I was in my goddess self right now, what would I be doing? Right? If you're on the other side of the mists represent what? It's that block that we have to our heart, and it's that block that we had when we were separated from our wisdom and our knowledge and our power. So those are coming back together again, and we are the vehicle for the sacred masculine and the sacred feminine to come together. And that is the beauty of the caduceus, the medical symbol, which is your kundalini. It is your life force, and it comes from your blueprint. So what does in the Egyptian mystery schools that I studied in for a long time, in this life and others, I don't think I ever got eaten by a crocodile. Who knows? There's a lot of wisdom around understanding time and space as structures, and that you can travel, and time-space continuums, and sacred geometry, and working with these, and understanding your light body, and understanding that everything in form has a light body. And then you're working with the higher intelligence and the other realms of the being, instead of staring at somebody saying, oh, I'm in this dense reality talking to this person about this stupid drama. Why are you really there? Why has your spirit called you there? Why are you having that conversation, even if it's for 2 minutes? It's an opportunity to alchemize something that's either ready to be born within you, ready to become part of your consciousness, ready to open you to some new synchronicity that's just waiting to speak to you right now. And that's one more little nourishing tidbit right into your own Janisa crystal. You're carrying a baby of great significance right in your womb. Doesn't matter what your body is gender-wise, okay? And that is a literal physical place, as well as, just like your chakras and the other parts of your light body, a structure. It holds the blueprint for your soul. And to unlock that is not to break in and to try to do something you're not ready for, because spiritually that's suicide, and we've all been there, and we're not doing that anymore. What Merlin is going to do, I don't know today. However, reconnecting to this sense of magic through Merlin is reconnecting to that medieval magical sense. And the Holy Grail is a chalice, and the chalice is the symbol for the divine feminine. And this area is so divine feminine. immersed in divine feminine. Ooh, it's 1222. Thank you. So that's a form of divination. Angel numbers, they're speaking to us right now, right? Whoosh, a wind came up. There's aromancy. That's a form of communication. You all know this. You walk over a certain spot. Well, we're going to learn how to I use a pendulum very, very effectively. I'm very proud of my skills and I am, wow, super advanced. And I'm new to using it as a dowsing rod in that form. So I'm going to be playing that with that here before I get there. But we're going to be with an expert who's just blowing my mind. I am so in love with this woman. We are like, whoa, soul sisters. And we're talking and we're geeking out about all these different things. She's a druid and Celtic, and she's also this really brilliant science wisdom and studied the stones and is invited on these archaeological digs that are happening around these stone circles right now that nobody even knows about yet, and understands the spiritual side and the science side, and marrying those two is the sacred masculine and feminine coming together. So we're going into this divine feminine, but then think about Merlin. He's the epitome of a perfect balance, right? He's embodied the sacred masculine for a lot of the archetypal energies in the story of Arthur, right? Because he was also not the only, he helped to train Arthur. He helped to train the priestesses. They helped to train him. They helped to train Arthur. It was a back and forth, the goddess world or the priestesses of the goddess, just using that term generically for Earth, Mother, for the divine feminine, for how protecting them to work together. And so, yet he's balanced within himself. And that's the key. Is within me, I am sacred masculine. Within me, I'm sacred feminine. And the Egyptian mystery schools were all about creating that balance, opening the third eye, right? Opening all these channels so that when you release your own blueprint, when you release your own purpose, and it starts to bloom and go into your cells and go into your body and become parts of you that you didn't remember or you had hoped for but didn't think would happen or you'd forgotten about or whatever. This is an awakening at profound levels. So you don't have to know that you're transforming and transfiguring. It's happening to everyone. However, when you're consciously on the path, you have a whole different experience. I was sharing with my client this morning, as you're walking through your day, you're no longer this person that you were, are you? Oh no, when I got this job, when I did this thing, I came in like this and I was the newbie and, whatever. I'm not that person anymore. Okay, well then, consciously sit with yourself, meet your future self, sit with where you are, get into your center. Is there anyone else that is in your center? If you want to practice magic and alchemy, please watch the Apprentice, I think it's called, the Wizards Apprentice, right, by Disney. And it's probably on YouTube. It's in Fantasia, the first Fantasia. And it's just classic, right? It's the absolute classic. I always think of it is Mickey Mouse is the Wizard's Apprentice. And you see the wizard, with his beautiful hat and the moons and his wand. And he's saying incantations and spells and making things appear, mists appear and doing potions and all this stuff. And Mickey's watching. And then he goes to take a nap. And Mickey wants to make the wand work. So he starts to play with it as apprentices do. So it's a hero's journey, and that's us. Are we picking up our wand now? We are. So if you actually have a wand you want to have with you or hold, please get it. I have this one here. A really beautiful goddess wand. And I want to share that I was in the goddess world, very Celtic and goddess Wiccan, that's the word, pagan world for 16 years. It was my primary thing as my kids were growing up. And I had totally forgotten that I had my knife. You have to have a knife. It's not to hurt anybody, you guys. It's when you go out to do your earth magic and you want to cut some herbs or berries or something, right? Or you want to help something. So I was very, very, very proud and happy when I finally got myself this tool. You can see it, how Celtic it is. It's actually a very real knife. And I'm finding these things that have been in my life, and Merlin and the Lady of Lake and stuff. Look at the infinity symbol right on the top there. It's my primary healing method. So So we are in alchemy, and that is that's what magic is. It's manifesting from nothing. It's transmuting what's there. It's taking lead and turning it into gold, right? So we have all these histories, and in my light body school, our primary healing council is our light body healing council is Thoth and Gaia and Merlin. And then we have Isis and Horus, and we have Kuan Yin and so on. And one of them is Kuan Yin and Saint Germain. Many of you may know or like Saint Germain. He's another very famous alchemist, a historical figure. And he was understood that alchemy was talking about alchemizing the higher realms, because this is where everything starts. If you don't change the mindset, the disease will keep coming back. You can cut the cancer out and it'll come back somewhere else. You can end that relationship and you'll end up in another one just like it until you heal the higher realms. So alchemy is manifestation. It is metamorphosis. It is what you're doing. And what Merlin told me this morning is, I want you to call it manifesting magic with Merlin. So, okay. And there's like, I'm going to just close with that, because I want to say that everybody relates to the idea of Merlin very differently. There may be that deep dragon energy, that deep mystical energy. It could be relating to picking up your wand or picking up your sword. We're going to be doing a show in a few days or something with the Lady of the Lake. And each of these different energies in Avalon that have been coming to me, that have been coming alive, that have been opening these incredible relationships, these new things. Oh, it's unbelievable. That's what's happening when you step out into your path. And it's not like there's no fears. It's not like there's no glitches. It's going through those and going through those and going through those. So, if you want to come to the retreat and you're like, well, I'm not sure about this and I'm afraid of that, step into it and see what opens. Step into it and see what opens. I've got one lady who's just committed to come and has no idea how she's going to come for her, whatever her reasons. We all have them. But she's like, I'm so there. I'm so committed. And walking that, meeting her future self, her next self that is doing that in each day and becoming the her that is at the retreat. That's magic. That's miracles. That's manifesting. That's what we're meant to do. And we're designed to do it. So the only thing is that we have to wake up and realize that is who we are and get remembered, retrained to rediscover these wisdoms we have within us and then expand them, because we do have an opportunity right now to work at higher realms than we ever have before. The energies that are happening right now. So I want to say hi to a few more people. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Lisa. I love Lisa. I love how you come on here. You just talk. It's just awesome. You know what, Holly? I'm so glad you said you woke up today feeling the energy today. Felt very different. I feel like a completely different person. I got on my first session today and they were like, how are you? And I said, how am I? And I could just see how multidimensional that question was. And I said, I'm different. I'm new, but not like new, like I don't know who I am. I've been through that spiritual hangover, right? Like I don't know who I am and I'm still getting my bearings and I'm so expanded I can't think straight. No, today I walked downstairs and I was different inside my body. I was more present. I realized that whatever, all the many things that have been happening, shedding, going through, going on, all of us are having them. I popped through some kind of a barrier because I was like, oh, I'm in my life more. I'm accepting myself more rather than like having a tendency to try to people please and be my best and do everything right, but then kind of run away what I've created, like kind of go like, okay, I did it, but I don't want to stick around and sit in it. I might get criticized or attacked or, all of those old fears. They aren't there. And I've begun to tell myself it's safe to be me, not from the extreme that I used to not be me. There's degrees, okay, of that. This is a new level where, it's time to fully embody that goddess. This morning I saw my client as this sun goddess on a chariot holding the reins, but there was nothing driving it. It was just like I took the reins back to my life, this sovereignty, image of symbol. That's divination. That's a form of communication, right? And gold chariot and gold band crown thing here, gold dress, and just, and it was like coming. And then these guards came out over here, and these two wolves, really dark, skulking kind of wolves with those eyes that are slits and looking back and forth. And I love wolves, but these look like the wolves they make look evil, to make you afraid of them. And they were pacing right back and forth here. As soon as we got to a certain level of the process of the journey that her soul wants us to go on for her healing, for her transformation, for her answer. So you don't just go do something to get an answer. You are literally going in to the sacred grove, to the sacred fires, under the moon ritual, to the little lab, alchemy lab, whatever it is. You are going there all the time to transform who you are right now, how you feel about it, what just happened, into something else. And this is where we have the power to take our power back, the power to take the power back. So very different. I hope I'm shedding the shit, because it sure is painful. And that's true for everything. So you don't, you unplug from the pain. You just say, oh, it's painful right now. Oh, look, it's not so painful right now. Oh, today it really, sucks being me. Oh, today it feels really nice being me. I went for my walk on the beach and I dropped a table on my foot, and it's a miracle I can walk. Let's just say that. And I was just like, I'm going for a walk. I am. And we've had different kinds of weather, so it hasn't really been optimal. And there's been stuff, the beach is a very living thing, changes daily. And I walk out and it's pristine, perfect, white, no grass, no bumps, no nothing. Just, I can see through the water. Everything is just, it was like, what? And I walked all the way down, and then I just stood in the water, and all these fish came around. And then I looked up, and the clouds were going really fast over my head. But there was 3 layers of clouds. So these misty ones that look like the mists of Avalon were the lowest, and they were moving very quickly, and they were coming from behind me, from the south, over me, going north. And I was so aware, and I always do this anyway, but it was a different level, Holly, of being. And I was like, yes, I'm embodying this earth magic, and I'm accepting the lineage of the Celtic things that I have. And I'm not letting go of the Mayan wisdom that I've rediscovered, or the Egyptian mystery schools. It's all a part of me. And it isn't a matter of this is better than that, or is it okay to say I'm this, or how do I combine these, or which the better, whatever. It's that acceptance of being us, what we've created and don't think is great, the pain, Sylvia, and what we think is awesome, and what is unfolding in the moment. And right now is a very abundant moment with the dragon energy. It's a very abundant moment, luxury wise, or the things you like with the Taurus energies. Okay. There's also the requirement to get out of your comfort zone and do something new. And it's not an option. Okay. So we have help from the celestials, right? We have help from the moons and the planets and everything moving around, working together with the earth energies that are here in the crystals and everything. And then we can work with anyone through time and space in any direction. So you could connect to Merlin as an archetype. You could connect to Merlin as a teacher. You could connect to Merlin. This is just an example. You just fill in the blank, Lady of the Lake, or Ishel, or Isis, or, who else have we got here? Kuan Yin. I made a stone circle with my crystal pillars, I guess they're called. So I'm just so excited. And you can connect to a particular place as a mentor to him, or as a student of his, or as a priestess of Avalon who worked together with him, or a nature spirit, or a healer, or someone who lived in the forest or lived at the time but knew him, and you didn't have to be like this epic person, and it doesn't matter if you know who you were. However you feel the connection, maybe you just feel it because you feel Green Man, right? You feel that sense of nature. And I love how they have Green Man, because we really do relate to earth as a woman, as a feminine energy, and it's appropriate. And yet there's still that balance, right? So we have that embodiment, and maybe you relate through the light. I'm trying to describe the waters is probably the best way. The waters in the land, the light rays, the ley lines, that's what it's called, in the land. I see them as lights. And the Mary and Michael lines that come together there perfectly balance the masculine and feminine. And they're also called dragon lines. So there's dragon energy when you connect with Merlin. So you may connect to Merlin through the dragon energy. All right. Merlin has also embodied the archetype of the blending of above and below into form that is like a baby. They're showing me like a little baby like this. Like, okay, so I get it. So for us now to take ourselves to a new level of pulling down the information. We're really big on divine energy and feminine energy and intuition and meditation and going out and traveling realms. And this is my favorite thing to do. And we have to bring it into the body, and we have to integrate and say, oh, okay, I'm here and I love my body, and bring it into this atmosphere, into the earth sphere, and the currents in the earth, the geospiral energies in the earth. The every temple, every grove, every stone circle was built on ley lines, but also currents and geospirals and all kinds of things. And there's waters in the earth and different kinds of waters, yin waters, yang waters. And the yin waters are sacred waters, and they put out a spiral. So if you come with me and we go, and we know exactly where to go because Maria is going to show us, to go to a geospiral, we're going to get sacred water blessings without even seeing or touching the water because it's in the earth. So all those energies, then there's the crystals in the earth, and they're emitting a light. And if you're holding, let's take our rose quartz. If you're holding a rose quartz, you're now connected to all rose quartz everywhere in Gaia. And it has, like I said, with the arnica, the homeopathy is made. It was bugging me right here. I knew there was something I hadn't completed. The way homeopathy is made is you take the physical substance and then you dilute it, and then you do something called succosit, which is essentially you vibrate it, you extract its essence, and then you dilute it and extract and dilute it and extract. And the more times you do that, the less actual physical substance is in there, and the higher. Those are called higher frequencies. They work with higher and higher realms. So if you have severe past life traumas and things at higher realms that aren't as close to the physical realm, that really need healing versus a gash or a burn or something on your body, a homeopathy remedy would be a high frequency. It would be like a 1M or higher. And that would be working with those kinds of traumas, where at this level, at a 30C level, it's working with more of the physical and physical etheric field. So why does it work if you remove all the physical substance? This is what the Western medicine doesn't want to believe. And when they tested, they said, well, at this point, there's nothing left. And they said, yeah, and it works. So you have the essence in everything. Okay, this is how you do magic, is you acknowledge the life force, the love, the being of this. Now, most beings, you are a human, and you might be a hybrid human, you might be many other things, but you're a human and you're a spiritual being in a human body. So when we connect to you, we connect to humans, and we connect to you. When you connect to this, but when I pick this particular one, I'm connecting to this particular crystal and to all rose quartz everywhere. And that doesn't mean that I'm picking up the rose quartz frequencies in your necklace, although they are all connected. Okay. It does mean, though, that the power of this is vast. There is no separation between any of us. So when you're manifesting, when you're alchemizing the old into the new, you don't have to literally go into a lab and melt down lead. Lead is an example of the things that are heavy, that don't conduct energies, optimal energies. They don't cleanse energies. They don't add anything to it. They just weigh you down. That's the concept of lead, and gold is the frequency of gold, the 12th creational ray. It's an ascended being, and it's the sunlight, and it's the gold ray that has all the rays for all of creation in it. So when you hold anything, you're holding the wisdom of also anyone who's ever worked with it and the ancients. So when we work with Merlin, we really are tuning into a particular kind of alchemy, a particular era. And it doesn't mean that his archetypical energy doesn't cross other cultures, right? Because it does. It crosses time, space into, there's, many people who think, Thoth, was also an Atlantean priest king, and then he was Hermes, and then he was, this person here and that person there, and so that's another form of alchemy. It's not just some of the things that I learned in my mystery schools were bilocation and things like that. This is actually embodying, understanding, going to, seeing, feeling, connecting to, talking to, communicating with, on many, many intuitive levels, other places, other beings, other parts of you. So there's parts of you that if you're here, you probably worked with Merlin. So, okay, I'm going to stop talking. And I'm going to pull, this is a Ogham, Ogham. It's the Celtic tree oracle system. And there's many ways to work with it. It's not necessarily a deck. And it's Celtic tree oracle, and it's a very ancient system. And this is one person's particular thing. Oddly, I bought this when I was visiting my daughters, and I forgot about it till yesterday or the day before, and went seriously. So Merlin directed me over here, and this morning I was getting ready for this. This is the Celtic tree alphabet. And so I tuned in and asked for guidance for us. And so the guidance was vine. All right. They're tree oracle, but it's not necessarily all trees. And it's the symbolism is spiritual and mental illumination. This is what you came into today. This was in our temple. So I drew in the Celtic ancestors, the Celtic circles, all the stones, everything that we're talking about, Merlin, of course. And then I asked for this divination deck, this particular form of communication, to connect with the optimal energies from our Celtic and our wisdom day with Merlin. Spiritual and mental illumination, visionary states, a time for spiritual harvest and celebration. So that's a really, really lovely, lovely energy that we are in, right? Okay, so I feel like there's something. Oh, yes. Okay, right here. Hi, 11. I feel, Sylvia, it's been wild. Lots of shadows revealing themselves. Still sick, shedding. Oh, Lisa, accepting guidance. Yeah. Sword in the Stone. That was it. Sword in the Stone. Yeah. And it is, again, that's a simple, inspiring, happy childhood kind of fairy tale version of Merlin that was used to inspire. And what did the Lady of the Lake actually manifested or received from the goddess, from the divine feminine? The Excalibur, right? The sword, and gave it to Arthur. Why? He had to go through tests like all heroes. He had to go through tests to be able to pick up his truth, to be able to pick up his voice, to be able to be willing to take on his mission. All right. So your original name was Linda Merle. Oh my gosh, Ariana's coming too. Wow, Merle. Isn't that interesting? Well, you're so welcome, Lisa. They are all alchemizing opportunities, and we want to be as fully present in the moment to take advantage of what's happening right now, because you're going to, miss out. Oh my gosh, I have to get this down. So funny. So the Light Body School came through me started about 8 years ago. And these are called power programs. It's a lot of vibrational medicine together, but I'm just going to show you because I use sacred symbols, frequencies, all different forms of vibrational medicine to create these. And then we like Reiki, you attune to them. But look at this. It's the, look at the Celtic symbol in there. Can you see it right here? This one. So one of the things I love is how they had infinite flow, right? It just continued. You go up, you go down, you go into this reality, you come back to the center. This one particularly I like because of the circle then uniting all of us, which is what we're doing. We're coming back. Ooh, Rainbow Tribe. And this is our gratitude power program. So when you see and activate that, you can put that around things, and then it changes things and it starts to bring in the gratitude frequency. So again, that's a more scientific way, or a different way of learning these frequencies of alchemy and magic and transformation. I've been thinking about the Tor as one of the underground mounds to protect the priestesses and feminine energies, moving them into Gaia to protect them from persecution, preservation of the feminine. Very, very good. Yes. Well, originally they had the mists, right? And then when things fell apart, which means when we really tipped the scales and went more into the masculine, in these stories was when the mists closed and they didn't even open back up for Morgan Le Fay. So beautiful sacred knife. Oh, thank you. Yes. Well, I'm not a big cord cutting person. I'm through all of the different things I've done is I'd rather alchemize it because it's a part of me. Now, sometimes I'm like, no, 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 no. However, to me, it's more like finding a part of you that's wound or starving, and you pick it up and you bring it back and you heal it. You let it melt from those old things, right? Too. But there is a lot about like what we're talking about, like holding your truth and cutting through bullshit. Manifesting magic with Merlin. Lots of energy coming in for me with Mary Magdalene. Yes, Ariana is a Mary Magdalene woman guide, and there's Mary energies here too. So it is just a basket. And the more people I meet and talk to about Glastonbury and Avebury and all these sacred places, it is really sacred feminine, right? Is what most people think of it, and the Grail and all of that. Very, very strong. The Druids and the stone circles, and you've got all these layers of things, but you have ancient before that, and you have after that, and then you have, the Mary Magdalene story coming in. And what is this telling us? To me, I think we're being drawn now, I know I am, not just to reignite for me my lineage or my wisdom, or to say, okay, it's time to bring this part of you back together, right? Back together to create the new blend, the new weave, which we're all doing of who we are. It's that we are all coming back to that blend of Michael and Mary, or goddess and, and church and so on and so forth. These things coming together to see where we're one. And that is when we know healing happens. The true alchemy is pure acceptance. And then that transcendence from the state of believing in the separation and the pain and all that stuff. So the body still experiences it, but the other part of you is at this higher level. So I feel that energy of the retreat coming into my future self. Yeah, exactly. It's so exciting. And this is how we want to manifest anything. All right, you want to manifest anything. If you think about the field out there, whatever way you want to talk about it, and there's all the potential yous out there. And so how you're being, what you're thinking, the energetics of what you're emitting, if you can transmute it, if you can transform even one little bit of negativity, or if you could walk through a fear and then come out the other side and say, today I'm ready to receive the signs and the symbols and the synchronicities to lead me towards the answer for this. And then you don't grasp for an answer that is clear cut. Okay, that's one of the biggest problems with, I think, pretty much everything, leading to disappointment, leading to exhaustion, leading to adrenal fatigue, is when people come around and they're like, okay, I did my work and I meditated and I wrote and I, figured it out and I got my cards and I know what I meant to do and I went after doing it and it didn't work out the way I thought it would be working out. So obviously something is wrong. How do you know it's wrong? How do you know that the experience of you doing it wasn't what you were meant to do? Did you transform doing it? You bet you did. That's alchemy. That's magic. That's transformation. But we have that ego mind that still says, I have to have this outcome and this result in order to be satisfied with what I just experienced. It had to have been nice. It had to have been pleasant. It shouldn't have been painful. It should have happened sooner. Those are all lack of acceptance, which means we stay in the suffering and we stay out of our power. The sooner we go into the acceptance, not weakness, the acceptance of what is, then we harmonize. Then we get infused with compassion and harmony, and we transcend the lower states. That's true alchemy of your inner state, of your mind, of how you see yourself, of what you're projecting, of how you're using your energies, your lineages, your way of connecting to the land. Ooh, oh, you're so sweet, Lisa. Yes, feeling that energy of the future self at the retreat too. I know, Miss Avalonia, Mama. Can't help it, Akasha. You always inspire me. Oh, hi, Z. Thank goodness. Oh, I'm so glad. Yes, uplift energy, sovereignty, timeline. Absolutely. Hello, Marnie. Okay. Yes, I also found another Celtic dude I have there, and put her on the Ankh because I like the blending of everything. So, okay, now let's dive into always just so much to enjoy and to share. And I want our beautiful friends to come and share whatever they want. So I'm going to share with you some images of upcoming shows as well. But here's today's show. And I love the magic of the image. So these are energetics. These are encoded. Everything we do, all these light body schools, Donna and I primarily, and Chris, have been making these images, these activations, these sacred symbols, these tools for divination, for transformation, for alignment, for communication, for shifting, whatever, and alchemizing for many years now. And they imbue or embody and then imbue a very sacred energy. So let's go ahead and start tuning in. Chris did many Merlins for me, and this was my favorite. We have a few more. I loved this one, and we added the flower of life onto his wand, and he asked me to have another one up here. So this is where we are tuning into right now and today. And I may have this image without the writing, but take a minute to tune into the energy. Okay, let's see what else we have here. So this is kind of what we wrote you. So yeah, we were talking about all that. Soul gold, excellent. So I just want you to tune into the energies now. So I always say I'm an energy girl. We're all energy people. So let's be in the truth of our structure. Just let go. It doesn't have to be, oh, I think I'm great, or oh, I wish I was that, or maybe I'm not good enough to claim I'm that. Just be in the structure that you are a human and you're here right now on the planet in your body, and you're in a space that's breathing energy in and it's coming in like air. Or what is air? Air is a manifestation of intent and thought and light and source and the goddess and the infinite. And sometimes it is literally the breath of life. So I want you to embody this person, be this person right here. And you're here in this beautiful place. And it's May Day, it's Beltane. And you're there in Avalon, you're there in Glastonbury, you're there in this beautiful place with your other beautiful, sacred sisters and priestesses. And you're there with the healers and the seers and the oracles. And you're there with the druids, and you're there with the fairies. And there's Merlin. And there's all these other beautiful sacred masculine masters of magic. And everyone is watching while you enter this sacred circle. And you stand here And you feel that energy, and you feel the light. You feel everyone's beautiful energy on you. And you acknowledge now down through your body that I am here in a body. The flowers on your head are, oh, they look like they're spinning with light and energy. They're speaking to you. Perhaps you can see or sense the flowers you have on your head. These sacred beings are also divination tools, and they're healers. They hold powerful healing for the emotional field. So they're coming to heal the emotional blocks in the crown. And you begin to dance. You hold your hands up like this, and you can feel the sacred energies. Feel the sacred energies, sending your energies and your gratitude down into Gaia, and then feeling the entire realm of crystals and waters and roots and oils and every form of Gaia whelm up around you like this sphere of light. Now I want you to embody this beautiful being. You are here with Merlin, and he's sitting with you, and he wants to give you a special experience. So you sit in front, the sun's warm on your skin, and you start to feel this sacred tool that he's just given you is glowing, and you put it around your neck, and it hangs on your heart just like this. And he asks you to begin to be the channel for the goddess and for the future and for this moment, and to let go of your thoughts and let go of your cravings and let go of what you believe. There's a new truth, and you are ready to manifest it. You can hold it in your hands. And you can close your eyes whenever you're ready. Here's Merlin and the forest and the moss and the fairies. And here's the light of the wand, the staff. This is the tool of intention. This is the sign when you stand and you hold your wand, your scepter, your staff. You are accepting your power. And Merlin wants to take you today to a place where your wand has been birthed and is ready to be blessed with new wisdom. Breathe in deeply. Continue to embody being this center. You feel your heart center radiating. You feel yourself holding in your hands. All the energies are rising to the surface within you. Merlin has sent a long stream of lavender, now green, now silver, now gold, light from his staff into your throat chakra. You must speak with more truth. You must speak not against. You must speak the truth. There is no becoming that can become without the word, the spell, the magic, the declaration, the cantation, the incantation, all versions of your truth. The wand you most require now is your voice. Follow me now, follow me now, follow me now. Move through the veil. Let the Fae draw back. All that you have perceived is solid, that keeps you from me, from time, from places. This is not the truth, and you know it. The illusion you've bought into is the poison that makes the pain. It is the poison that causes this. What is this? You know. You know that within you there is magic deeper than any ocean. You know that there is no way to draw down the moon without creating something new, something magical, something from your spirit, something from your heart. What would happen if you owned your voice? What would happen? You could do your magic again. How can you do magic? How can you create? How can you ask or choose? How can you bless and consecrate? How can you conjure and call? How? You cannot. This is not just your voice that those can hear with ears. This is the voice that all can hear. All. Dear Earth Mother, the blessings that come in all forms, from death to birth, from feasting to famine, from failure to pleasure. All of these are parts. Do not separate them. How can you create? You do not eat the different parts of your recipe. They do not taste. The body would not like that. If you make a cake, you do not eat the egg. You bake it, you mix it, you blend it. You add a little of this and a little of that. If you added too much salt, what would happen? Is your life like this? Too much sour, too much salt, too much sugar, too much taste, too much tar, too hard, too soft, too done, too old. No. Here's the secret. Come with me. Come with me. Now you are shrinking. You are becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. And Merlin is shrinking, and we are all shrinking. And now we're no taller than a very small flower. The grass, the moss, the stones and the roots of these trees. You look up. The tree is infinite. And you move forward now into the roots of the tree. You can go underneath them. You enter a beautiful little cave. Not a cave that a human could fit in before this human remembered that they are not stuck in a body, and that their body is not real either, and that time and space and size and quantity and amount, these are not things for you to worry about. These are available. You are inside of the most abundant place. You have the powers to create with the most vast resources that have ever been available to anyone. What are you waiting for? What are you playing at? The stones wish to speak to you. You must walk a path. I had to walk a path. I walked many lives. I've come so many times to inspire the magic to you, to the world. I've come to those of you rescuing the sacred. I've come to those of you overpowering the weak or rebelling against the strong. I've come to those of you who wish to conquer all, and I've come to those of you who wish to unite all. I do not separate you. I call you now. You know how to do this. Accept and follow me now. Enter this space. Enter this cave. This is the crystal cave of Gaia. This is the one that I've called you to so many times, where we have had our lessons. It is not within your realm unless you go deeper into your powers of perception. Magic is for those who are willing to let go of rules, to be different than others, and to speak the truth of the sacred. The sacred is not your ego. It is not the agenda of power and greed. It is not the agenda of victimhood and weakness. We call the feminine now to stand again, to bring us the power of death and birth, of ecstasy, of regeneration, of unconditional love, of accelerated healing. And we call on the sacred masculine, we call the dragon now. Yes, it's time for you to know that the dragon can enter you, and then you will speak. Your voice will roar. Your voice will thunder. Your voice will burn down the structure that holds you prisoner. And the alchemy that will happen, because it is here. The dragon is here. This is not a year to play small. This is not a year to hold back. Go deeper. Continue to enter the sacred space and go deeper and deeper into the dimensions of Gaia. Earth magic opens the doors. They respond to you. What is optimal for you at this moment? Feel as if you are walking with Merlin, but not walking, more floating, and you're going deeper and deeper. Now, the space is filled. The white dragon is here. The red dragon is here. There is a purple light filling this enormous chamber, and Merlin stands at the center, his staff now pouring purple light to the ceiling, pouring out around and over you. And now it's starting to come up through the earth. All of these energies, the dragons, the ley lines, all the energies of the divine sacred violet flame, all that Merlin is sending you, has gone through the cave into Gaia, gathered the earth energies, secrets, and currents that are for you, and now begins to come up below your feet, up into your earth star chakra, spinning and spiraling. Will you allow this sacred waters of Gaia to bring you this blessing? We open the geospiral of the sacred waters of the wombs of the divine feminine, from the Avebury henge, from the shaman's circle, from the sacred serpent, and from Merlin's path. You can see and sense the waves like ripples or radio waves going out underneath you, vibrating up into you. A true master of magic does not try to force something to happen. You become it, you align, and now you receive the answer of the divine energies. As you allow them to come up through you, they awaken your unique magic. As they come out, your voice, your wand, they are a perfect blend of your purpose, your powers, and these divine energies. Receive Receive, receive. We are now and always have been a sacred circle of hearts. Our hearts had a promise that created a beautiful idea, and the idea attracted the angels. More and more light, more and more as that matter began. My body began to form. Your magic is in the birth of this body. We have reawakened this experience for you. What is your lineage? What is the lineage of your body in form? Receive now the scrolls of wisdom to carry with you, to remember and integrate of the agreements you have. What are the lineages and wisdoms that you carry from your other lives, other realms, and other stars? Welcome them within you. Feel new tools being placed in your hands, activating the vortexes of your palm portals. Now everything rises. Merlin stands directly behind you, whispering the warmth of his breath, speaking magical words, chants and incantations. You can see the symbols coming as he utters the words. You now see the energies, the spirals, the vibrations. You see how they go into your neck, your skull. They vibrate through your cerebral spinal fluid. You feel from top to bottom the magic going in, like someone whispering the passwords to the secrets you've been waiting for. Let us begin. Let us begin. Let us be as we were, as we are, and as we may be. To this moment is the truth. To this moment you may speak into you. There is nothing now. You will not accept the lies anymore. I have spoken the truth into you. I have transferred the vibration of these lands and these stones, of these wisdoms, these alignments through time of moon and sun. I am transferring. And now within you, the softness will continue. Let it dissolve. Let it absorb. Let it infuse. The truth be told. When you speak, it is a spell. It first tells you what is true. You are under your own spell. When you speak within, you are declaring truth. You are the king or the queen. You are declaring war or peace. You are choosing abundance or famine. You are choosing harmony or conflict. You are listening within or chasing ego. When you tell the truth, you lay down the weapons and pick up the sword, the wand, the staff of truth. And through your true words, your true intent, and your true heart, you will speak the love of the divine, the sacred, the new. Be the creator. Know that your wand is now activated and a new level of truth will be coming through your throat. One more wand for you to activate. Make a decision. Make a decision and then speak it, and then step into it and feel it. And then make a decision and then step into it and then feel it. This is the wand that will give space and structure to your voice. Do not fear what calls your heart. Now, there is one more moment as Merlin is beginning to shift the space back into the third dimension. He whispers one more chant, message, or incantation into the base of your skull, at the back of your neck. You can see the symbols, the colors, the wave, the magic. We now give thanks and call on the divine goddess, Gaia, Earth Mother, Earth energies of all form. Hold me in your loving embrace and allow me to accept and embody this truth and this magic, to bring your magic, to bring your truth, to bring the healing that is here within all of us back into my life, my reality, into my clothes and my car, into my choices and my words, into my choices for myself, and into releasing everyone into their own sovereignty. I declare now, with my new empowered voice wand, that I am, Ea Esher Ea. I am light and I am infinite. I am love and I am here now, a clear and open channel to my highest good, aligned with a new level of my soul frequency and the channel for my own true magic. Thank you for this alchemy. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for this meeting in the other world, for the mists that have allowed us to enter, for the divine energies that have blessed us. May we leave our blessings and gratitude to all who have received and taken our pain, our illusions, and our false identities. May this transmutation be complete in optimal timing. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May this circle be open, yet unbroken. And may this path of earth magic and Merlin manifestation of memories to the powers, the beauty, the wisdom, and the balance of who we are. I step into my fully funded mission with joy and grace, and I say yes, and I say no, and I say new, and I say now, and I use my voice for blessing, for my power and my life. And I overflow all of this into the Akasha and into the realms, that those who may be benefited and blessed by this experience and wisdom receive this with grace, love, and ease. Namaste. And we give great thanks to the divine Om of the Vine from the Celtic Druids, the priests of the earth, spiritual and mental illumination, visionary states in a time of spiritual harvest and celebration. We accept. Thank you. Well, I don't know about you. I just want to stay right here. Yummy, yummy. While you're coming back, I do want to remind you that your magic is alive right now. And in a few days, we're going to be doing something. I don't want to say similar, but something together with the Lady of the Lake and around speaking the sword of truth. Isn't that interesting? I had no idea that Merlin was going to bring us into our throat center and to reawaken that as part of our wand. So there's an enormous amount of wisdom that came through. These images are encoded to activate your light body and to help you embody the fact that you are these pure truths and your connection to these other realms. And I want to share with you something new that I've learned. This is Maria Wheatley, and she's an amazing woman who we're becoming very close friends, and there's pure magic happening here. And she's going to come on the show a couple of times. She's going to be at the retreat. So if you're interested in the retreat, please contact me if you want. There is, let me see if I can, this is the website to see more about it. And there's also an opportunity to talk to me if you have questions about what we're going to do and whether it's right for you or logistics or anything else that you're interested in. However, I'm very excited that the way that these energies like Merlin or the Lady of the Lake or the other goddess energies and things that are going to be speaking to us is awakening our earth energy divination skills again, because we have to be one and we have to be in our bodies. We're not going to go through this ascension and transform the earth from where it is into what we are. And we're not forcing form to change, right? We're rising to a different frequency, communicating with the stone. They didn't shove and push and pull giant stones to build pyramids and stone circles, okay? It's ludicrous, it's stupid, and yes, it's what our minds could conceive of before because we couldn't see outside the dense, I do this, then this happens. But now we are multidimensional beings and we're waking up and we're maturing. So we're also going to speak to the earth energies and the currents and the lines. And Maria is a master dowser, and she's an amazing being who lives near Avebury, who has had many, many years working with the both the archaeologists and other people with the stones and everything. And we're going to talk first and then after about the Avebury, which is part 3 of the retreat. But next week we're going to be talking about this. And I could go on and on. So I want to let you go. I also want to share, here is the retreat. And then also we have the summer camp, which is virtual, is called Divination Summer Camp, Intuition Summer Camp. And if you're going to come on the retreat, you can join for 50% off. We give you that with your bonuses. You also get other things like a discounted session with me. You also get a session with me and some other wonderful things. So there's a Sacred Spirit Guide Circle. That's something that I do. But okay, so I think I was just looking for that. Let me look here. And all right, so I'm going to take a second to go here and to share this with you. So if you can stay here for a second, because I've got some amazing things to share, and the real details will come later. So I'm talking to Maria, and I originally asked her to come in and do a special day to teach us how to dowse, all in Glastonbury, up the Tor here where the Michael and Mary lines are, to take us to the sacred places that she knows within the Abbey and all over. So we're going to spend a whole day doing this beautiful, soft, feminine, and she speaks to the earth, and we're co-creating something amazing for you. And then I said, oh, we need to go deeper. The stones are speaking. They have more wisdom and ancient energies, and we have to get to the stone circles. So what happens is that what we have is layers of us. You might have had, so for me, I was very attuned to ancient Greece when I was a little girl. I knew all the gods and goddesses. I remember a lot of my lives as an oracle. I was very attuned the first time we went to Italy. I remembered where everything was in Florence. I didn't know why. I have had the connection to my ancient Egypt, and I've always had this connection here and to the Celtic wisdom. So the wisdom that we are bringing forward is in the stones. You went there before. You walked here before. You were on this land. Your energy, or maybe your bones and your DNA, are buried here. You are still walking because all lives and all times exist simultaneously. You may meet another you. You may not meet them like, oh, hi, let's go have lunch. But there is this place between the worlds that happens here because of all these energies. And what I want to do is make it more real. I want it to be experiential because we go to the land and now we're touching it and we're feeling it and we're doing activations and we're speaking to it. And then we're making wands on it. And then we're working with Maria, who already understands it. She has discovered things no one else knew in these places. And she told me something the other day, which is really quite incredible, is she's really become the spokesperson for peoples who lived in this land with large skulls, with long skulls, higher intuitive skills, who were all murdered. And she discovered the queen, and she's now like the spokesperson for that energy. How do you know what your part of your purpose is? How do you know when you go there in person, hopefully, or in any way, you aren't going to be activated to something you haven't thought about or you're going to remember from before? So when you walk in magic, when you do divination, when you start to recognize that all of these things are truly you being called home, you're opening the treasure box of your soul because you've been limited in what you believe about yourself, what you think is possible, what the world has told us is possible, and the realities that have been built that we could access. So I want to go here because the mists of magical Avalon are opening to us. They've promised they are already opening to us. They're sending these messengers to us. The dragon is coming through. This is the dragon year. That's an energy of magic and building and opening an etheric space. So these dragons are building us a temple already, an etheric temple in Glastonbury for us to enter when we go there. It's just amazing. All right. So Morgan Le Fay, Merlin, Magdalene, the Magdalene, Michael, the Lady of the Lake, the Fairy Realms, Chalice, all these energies are going to be a part of this. We're going to be doing a lot of work with the Celtic. My lineage actually of my body is Celtic, and it is something that I'm trained in and very, very fond of and have integrated into my daily life, but not talked about in those terms. And that's part of the earth magic that's coming up for my schools and my intuition camps. And for everything that we're doing now is what we've been talking about, is reconnecting, whether you relate through Merlin or you relate through the stones. Sacred wells, a lot of water magic, because dowsing is currents, okay, earth currents. The currents are not only, but mostly created by water and different kinds of water, depending what it is. So we're literally going to make a wand. How cool is that? And we're going to make it with this little Celtic goddess artist lady, going to these sacred places, sourcing the information, doing the alchemy work right there on the land with this stuff. It's amazing. Now, the Red Spring and the White Spring Chalice well, where we have private access to. So we are going to be doing all of these things in a very sacred way. We're going to all these beautiful places. And I want to get to where I just tell you now, beautiful little places to stay. So the first day is with Maria, and this is just a no-brainer, somebody said, and I'm like, I agree. The second part is the main thing. And look at this picture someone I know took. A lot of people have something like this from the recent Aurora Borealis, or hey, guess what? We just had an upgrade, all of us being able to see this geomagnetic storm. That means we are seeing energies. You saw the pictures, or maybe you saw it yourself out your window. This is the tour, which is also the Isle of Avalon. Some serious magic here. We're going to be going up the tour. We're going to be here at night. We're going to be here on the full moon. We're going to be over at Avebury with Maria, and she knows the exact alignment. Now, this is what I want to tell you. So we're putting more information up. Part 3, it's basically 10-day retreat, all parts together, but we're making it this way so if people can't or want to come to some of them, that we're getting the people who are meant to be here. There's only 12 spots. There's only 8 left. And so please make sure that you step into this, or you talk to me so that you know whether this is the time and the place that's right for you. You'll know if you're aligned or you're called, and all of the oh, but what ifs are the other world. 1333. How cool. So I think that was a beautiful affirmation, that everything outside of you will alchemize to you if you will step towards your bliss, which if you're called to this, that's one thing of it. So I want to tell you something that's happening. We're going to go to Avebury, which this is an artistic rendition that Chris made for us because I cannot use other people's pictures. So this is Avebury. Now, this is a whole landscape of sacred circles and more circles and hinges and all kinds of other stuff. And I don't want to take a lot more time right now to go into it. We will, believe me, don't worry about it. If you're interested in any of this, whether you're coming or not, we're going to be sharing a lot about this in all of the upcoming weeks. Talking to the stones, talking to the land, uncovering the mysteries. I'm interested in the ancient mysteries and revealing the truth, not the story of some archaeologist who went here in the 50s and buried half the stones because they didn't fit his idea of what they should be. And yes, that's what's happened. So that's why we have Maria, because she's like me. She wants to know the secret. She wants to decipher the truth. She speaks to the stones. She speaks to the skulls. She speaks to the land, and she can see, follow, track, and douse the energies. So I've hired her as well to come and spend a day here with us. So we will be staying right here. We'll be going out at night. So I was talking to her the other day and I said, okay, we're going to be doing this. I want to go to any of the places around here that you say are sacred, that will fit into the theme of what we're doing. And she said, okay, we need to go to Silbury Hill and we need to go to West Kennet Longbury, and we're going to do these things. And this was a pyramid, 7-step pyramid. And so Silbury Hill was a 7-step pyramid. It's a man-made pyramid. They don't know what it is, but it has measurable, scientifically measurable, unusual energies around there. And she said, and I said, but you can't climb it. And she said, so I took it off my list. And she said, oh, no. Yes, you can't climb it, but that's okay. She goes, I'm the one that has discovered all the vortexes, the geospirals, the currents around it. And it is an incredible activation space if you truly want to have a high level experience, like you're going to a mystery school and you're going through initiations and you're going to come out transformed. You're going to come to this whole retreat, but going to the Avebury experience, the part 3, you're going to have this unbelievable energies. And the stories that she's been telling me match my experiences, that when she's had experiences with some of these stones, and we're going to learn how the spine stone has these power spots, and you align to it and you lean against it, and where it is, and where is the serpent path, and how does it connect. And then the full moon is a day and a half after we're here with her. So we're essentially going to be in the full moon energy. And this is the anniversary, or not really an anniversary. This is a rare lunar alignment that only happens every 18.6 years. That will be happening when we're there. And she's going to take us, and she's one of 4 people that know the spot. She was there 18.6 years ago when this alignment happened of the moon at its peak point, coming up over a particular stone here. And she said, I know the energies. I received the download. I received the initiation 18.6 years ago. And this is an opportunity for you and your group to take everything you've done on the rest of the trip. I'm going to start crying. And amplify it, get this rare alignment in this divine sacred space, in this divine feminine way. I'm going to prepare you. I'm going to tell you where just exactly where to stand. We're going to do everything we need to do to align with the earth energies. And she's had experiences, and other archaeologists and other people who she lectures with, and she's a very well-known second generation dowser. Her father was the most famous, well-known dowser probably anywhere, especially in England. And we are going to, she had an experience where the energies that can come, that you communicate with in the stone, because they're made with specific stones. They have certain crystals in them or certain iron. They wanted the minerals. They brought them from far away. They put certain ones next to certain ones and certain ones in certain spots. They knew exactly. Some were tilted on purpose because they were bowing into the circle. There's a whole thing going on here that we have only intuitively been connecting to. I take people to pyramids all over the world in sacred spots like this, and that is one of my favorite things to do. And we've been doing it through intuition, through channeling, through all these things. And now we're going to actually see it, and we're taking it to a whole new level. So if you come on this third part, if you come to this, you're going to get all the activations we do throughout it. And that's the last part. We're going to be having this lunar alignment on this rare alignment day here at the Sacred Stones. The energies that I see and sense that are speaking to me from this part of the place are blowing my mind. They're layered and layered and layered. And there's a lot more to talk about. So please come. These are some of the wands we're going to make. And there's Merlin again. So I'm going to leave you. Thank you for sharing this time with me. And I look forward to seeing you, I think, on Saturday. But definitely subscribe here. Get notifications so you know when we go live. Maria is next Tuesday. And if you're on the list at nanakasha.com, we will send you a reminder. Okay, so thank you everybody so much. Hi, Joanna. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, Michael, what an incredible enchanted cosmic tree cave of supernatural magic, alchemy, and abundance. I know, it was so magical. I can't wait to go back and do it. And remember, now you've done it. You've all done it if you've been here or anytime you watch this. And now you can go back, you can listen again. If you listen a few more times, it's very powerful. Share it with other people and then embody it. Realize that this was a remembering. All of these things are a remembering. It's like, oh yeah. And then I find I have an Celtic tree thing already in my house. I'm like, oh my gosh. So the Mists of Dragon Lore, Thuin Maris. Ooh, wow, that sounds lovely. Powerful. Can't wait, Ariana. I know, me too. Okay, everybody. Namaste. Thank you so much. Please reach out to me. Let me know how I can be of service to you. Please let me know how this affects you and any transformations that happen. I love to stay in touch and flow with my students, my mastermind clients, my classes. And remember to come and join the Intuition Camp this summer. There's more details on the page about the divination we're doing. We're working with Merlin. He's like, you didn't tell them that we're working. Yes, we are. We're working with Merlin in the Divination Intuition Summer Camp this summer. We're working with many different elementals, and Merlin and the Earth Goddess are the featured elements. And I'll quickly just peek over here since he's kind of like tapping me a little here. We're going to do divination with ancient earth energies, sacred magic, attunement to ancient wisdom and intuitive powers with Merlin and Gaia and the earth and water magic dragons and goddesses. We're going to have divination practice, alchemy with Merlin's ancient wisdom and earth magic. And he also told me his magical manifesting alchemy method and activation and process is going to share with you. So this was sort of like a taste, you know, when you go through and they say, would you like to have a taste of our food and see if you like coming in? So, you know, what he gave us today was incredibly powerful. And because we're in this expansive new energy, Jupiter and Uranus, and we're in Taurus energy, which is manifesting earthly things, but it's changing it, right? It's earthquake. And now we reform it, alchemy, right? What is it you're going to take this energy that he's giving you? What are you going to take this new power of your voice and do, right? Then we're going to have dragon divination processes, reconnecting with earth energies and elementals, and then a Celtic divination water magic activations with Brigide and Epona animal spirits and sacred Celtic multi-spiral symbols. So all these things are, I believe that the stones that you see the Celts put, carved these spirals on and these knots on, these are the energies that they sensed. They knew that these energies were coming up out of the earth. And then they put the stones in certain places to amplify them. And then they knew that the ley lines connected all these different stone circles or temples. And so then they channeled them. And then they created a stone circle. And then they go, oh, these elements will get activated by that earth current. And then on this day, the moon will come here and that energy comes in. And then all of a sudden, all the stones connect and open a time portal, or all the stones connect and draw down a certain energy, and then it goes into the earth. And then they have energies that go round and round, which is why they were round or semi-round. Some of them were not always round, but the stone circles were take that energy and then channel it and accelerate it like a centrifuge. All right, this is what's actually going on over there. So, if you go and you feel it, you're like, something happened to me, it definitely is happening to you. And now it's a chance to understand that at another level, which means that we're blending the logic and the intuitive, the masculine, the feminine, and everything else. Okay, everybody, namaste. Lots of love. Bye-bye.